It's Bob Mason from FX Empire and welcome to the daily crypto tech review of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin and Ripple's XRP. Looking at the MACD's moving averages and the day's support, resistance and pivot levels. It's Friday the 29th of January. Jumping straight into Bitcoin against the US dollar, looking at the hourly candlesticks, bullish start to the day after yesterday's rally. Going to see Bitcoin avoid a fall back through the 23.6% fib at 33,008 and the pivot level at 32,364 to support this run at the first major resistance level, sitting at 34,809. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Bitcoin to break out from this morning's high, 34,300. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and resistance at 35,000 to cap any upside. In the event of an extended rally, could see Bitcoin test the second major resistance level at 36,246 and resistance at 36,500 before any pullback. A fall through the 23.6% fib and the pivot at 32,364 would bring the first major support level at 13,927 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Bitcoin should stay clear of sub 30,000 levels. Second major support level sits at 28,482. Looking at the MACD, we've got a widening of the bullish histogram this morning, supporting this early upside. On the EMAs, we're seeing the 50 close in on the 100 and the 200, suggests a further upside through the morning. So key through the early part of the day, avoid the 23.6% fib at 33,008 and the pivot level at 32,364 to break back through the morning high 34,300 to bring resistance levels into play. Moving across to Ethereum against the US dollar, also bullish this morning. Going to see Ethereum avoid the pivot at 1306 to take a run at the first major resistance level at 1391. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Ethereum to break back through the morning high 1378. So barring extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and resistance at 1400 to cap any upside. In the event of an extended rally, could see Ethereum test the second major resistance level at 1449. And the recent swing high 1477.3 before any pullback. A fall through the pivot would bring the first major support level at 1248 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Ethereum should stay clear of the 23.6% fib of 1148. Second major support level at 1162 should limit the downside. Looking at the MACD, we've got a widening of the bullish histogram this morning after avoiding a bearish cross late yesterday, supporting this morning's upside. On the EMA, we're also seeing the 50 move away from the 100 and the 200 after yesterday's bullish cross, supporting the early upside through the morning. So key through the early part of the day, avoid the pivot at 1306 and break back through the morning high 1378 to bring resistance levels into play. Moving across to Litecoin against the US dollar, it's bullish start to the morning. Going to need to see Litecoin avoid the pivot at 130.27 to take a run at the first major resistance level at 139.63. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Litecoin to break out from the morning high 137.35. So barring an extended rally through the day, expect that first major resistance level and resistance at 140 to cap any upside. In the event of an extended rally, should see Litecoin test the second major resistance level at 145.65 and the 23.6% fib at 148. Resistance at 150 would likely cap any upside, however. A fall through the pivot level would bring the 38.2% fib at 125 and the first major support level at 124.25 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Litecoin should still well clear of the second major support level at 114.89. Looking at the MACD, we've got a widening of the bullish histogram this morning, supporting the early upside. On the EMAs, the 50 is also closing in on the 100 and the 200, suggesting a further upside through the morning. So key through the early part of the day, avoid the pivot at 130.27 and break back through the morning high 137.35 to bring resistance levels into play. Finally, looking at Ripple's XRP against the US dollar, particularly bullish start to the morning as well. Going to see Ripple's XRP avoid the pivot at 0.2610. Take a run at the first major resistance level at 0.2745. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Ripple's XRP to break out from the morning high 0.27113. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and resistance at 0.275 to cap any upside. In the event of an extended rally, you could see Ripple's XRP test resistance at 0.2850 before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 0.2843. A fall through the pivot level will bring the first major support level sitting at 0.2512 into play. Buying and extending itself on the day, Ripple's XRP should avoid sub 0.25 levels. Second major support level sits at 0.2377. Looking at the MACD, we've got a widening of the bullish histogram this morning, supporting the early breakout. On the EMA, we're also seeing the 50 narrow in on the 100 and the 200, suggesting further upside through the morning. The key through the early part of the day, avoid the pivot at 0.2610 and break out from the new morning high 0.27179 to bring resistance levels into play.